I'm Chief Meteorologist Chris Holcomb from the 11 Alive Weather Impact Team. It is Tuesday night at 9 o'clock, and this is your extended weather update here on 11 Alive Plus and Weather Impact 24/7. We have a lot to watch over the next few days, and really we're seeing some improving weather conditions that we started seeing out there today when we had more sunshine coming in. That was so nice to see and so nice to feel during the day, that sun that we haven't seen in a while. Now, we had a few peaks of sunshine yesterday, but we actually saw a lot more of that sunshine today, still mixing in with a few clouds here and there. And when that sunshine came out a little more, that stayed for a little bit longer, that helped our temperature to bump up into the low 50s here once again today. And if you liked that temperature in the lower 50s, thinking that was warm compared to what we have been when we've been dealing with those temperatures in the 40s, you're going to love tomorrow, as we're going to see highs in the upper 50s here tomorrow, still with that mixture of sunshine and clouds. So here's what we're going to be watching. Temperatures warming up during the day tomorrow. Still chilly, though, in the morning. We'll be in the mid-30s here in Atlanta. I do think that many places outside the city will actually be around the freezing mark again to start the day. It is still going to be partly cloudy during the day tomorrow, with that mixture of sunshine and clouds, but those temperatures finally getting just a little bit above the average. If we make it up to 59, that would be 2 degrees above the average for tomorrow's date. Tomorrow's average high is around 57 degrees. Now, I know we're talking about warmer air, but that's just it. It's warmer, not necessarily warm. You're still going to need a coat or a jacket, just maybe not as thick as what we've been having to deal with here over the past few days when we had those temperatures that were generally in the 40s here for a while. So the time frame where we are going to see these temperatures at their warmest tomorrow will be between 1 o'clock in the afternoon and around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, before those temperatures start falling again later in the day. And what we're going to see is these temperatures getting back to normal, or even even a little bit above that average or normal. So yes, you're still going to need a coat out there over the next couple of days. The other thing I want you to be aware of, and we're going to go more in depth about this in just a moment, is we're going to have some winds tomorrow. It's going to be a southwesterly flow that will bring us in that warmer air, but that southwesterly flow is also going to be rather gusty at times. We're talking about sustained winds between 10 and 20 miles an hour, but some of those wind gusts that are going to be between 20 and 30 miles an hour. So you might want to tie down the inflatables, or maybe even deflate them for a while tomorrow when we have those really windy conditions around. Here's what we're watching on radar and satellite. No rain showing up here at all. And we were watching the clouds a little bit earlier. You know, we started off this morning with some sun, and then a wave of clouds moved through. They weren't necessarily that thick or complete overcast, but it did block out the sun at times. And then that area of cloud cover moved to the east very quickly. We've been clear out there for a big part of the evening hours, and then overnight we'll watch a few more clouds that are up to the north and west of us that will still potentially swing through again while we're sleeping tonight. But you can see the clear skies that we have here over us in Metro Atlanta. Here's a look at a few of those additional clouds, though, coming in from the north and west. Some of those will just kind of clip our area and move through during those late night hours. And we can see a few of those clouds here during the early morning hours tomorrow too, before they break up a little bit more. Take a closer look at this tower cam right here on the bigger screen, and you can see just how beautiful it is outside right now. This is our tower cam there at Georgia Tech. We've moved the camera to look a little bit more to the north. It's looking up toward the Midtown area here, where again we have a beautiful skyline. Things are really looking good with that mainly clear sky. Rome also looking very nice up in northwest Georgia. Clear skies, calm conditions too. You don't really see the flag blowing there very much at all, just maybe just moving a little bit with just some very light breezes that are out there right now. And then this is our tower cam up in Athens. We moved the camera over to the government building there for the city of Athens and Clark County. And you can see the Christmas tree, the holiday decorations there around the government building. Things are looking really nice up in Athens at this hour. Well, let's take a look at our temperature for today. We got up to 50. Now, that's also where we were yesterday, but this 50-degree temperature today may have felt a little bit better than the one yesterday because we had more of that sunshine in the late afternoon. That actually felt nicer to us there. And our low this morning was 32. We made it to the freezing mark here this morning. These temperatures are below the average, even though we love the fact that we finally got up into the 50s when we've been dealing with so many 40s lately. That 50-degree temperature is still 7 degrees below where we should be for this time of year. The average high for today's date is 57. The average low is 39, so that 50 and 32 well below where we should be for this time of year. Of course, we didn't get any rain today. The rainfall deficit is getting back up closer to 6 inches below where we should be in rainfall. So even though it has seemed really soggy lately with clouds and mist and drizzle around, it just wasn't a lot of rain to add up into the rain bucket. So we still have a pretty hefty deficit, and we would need a lot of rain between now and the 31st in order for us to catch up, and I don't really see us getting that much rain over the next couple of weeks. Here's how that high and low kind of timed out for today. You see these morning temperatures today between 4 and 8 were at 33. Now in between those hourlies, we did dip down really between 6 and 8 o'clock down to 32. So that's why we had that low this morning of 32, even though you're just seeing those hourlies there at 33. Then we started warming up during the day, and it was a slow process. We were in the upper 30s at 9 and 10, and then in the 40s from 11 until 3, and then it's in the 4 o'clock hour when we bumped up to 50 degrees for that high, and that's when we really saw more of that sunshine there in the peak of the afternoon hours, and then we started coming down again, and with that mainly clear sky out there right now, these temperatures are cooling pretty quickly here. We're at 40 degrees right now. We're thinking next hour we are going to be in those 30s, and then we go down to the mid-30s here by tomorrow morning. Now, Atlanta is one of the warmer spots, or milder spots, if you want to call it that, here at the 9 o'clock hour. We talk about this a lot. It's an urban heat island with the city and the areas here with all the buildings and the concrete around. It holds on to the heat of the day a little bit longer. And when we have mainly clear skies, we do see a wide range of temperatures in the evening hours and overnight because some cities cool off faster than others. We call it radiational cooling. When you have clear skies, that warmth from the day is able to move out, replaced by cooler air at the surface. So Atlanta's the warmer spot or milder spot at 40, but if you go to Covington, it's 39, Peachtree City's 38, Marietta 36, as well as Carrollton. Athens is 39, so just a little bit below where we are here in Atlanta, then mid-30s up in Canton. And we're already at the freezing mark right now in Blairsville and also over into Clayton. So it is a chilly night over a big part of our area. Now here's what to expect during the day. Waking up tomorrow morning around 35 degrees. There might be a few little clouds around here and there. In the outlying areas, we're looking at temperatures that'll be around freezing, maybe even some spots below freezing here to start in the morning. And then at 8 o'clock, we'll be at 36. We'll start watching those temperatures climbing a little faster than they did today, still with that mix of sun and clouds, but it's in those afternoon hours when we see more of that sunshine. That's when we think we're going to get up to 59 for the high temperature. And there could be some spots also hitting the 60-degree mark here and there around town. But again, that would be just a couple of degrees above where we should be here for this time of year before we start cooling back to 53 degrees at about 6 o'clock at night. Now, this is what I want you to be aware of. I know we're excited about the warmer air moving in, but there are some precautions that you may need to take tomorrow. This warmer air, as I said, is coming with our southwesterly flow. Look at these arrows. You see how they're coming in from the south and west. That is transporting some of the warmer air from the south up into our area. Now, again, it's going to be chilly tomorrow morning with temperatures in the mid-30s. But what I want you to look at are these are the winds. These are not sustained winds. These are the wind gusts that we'll be feeling here tomorrow morning. Maybe some wind gusts around 15 miles an hour in Atlanta, 14 miles an hour in Marietta. The sustained winds would be, let's say, 5 to 10 miles an hour with some of those higher gusts. But then look what happens as we go through the morning hours to around lunchtime. Those wind gusts start ramping up a little bit more. Again, these are southwesterly winds, not ones coming behind a cold front or anything. These are southwesterly winds whipping up ahead of the next system that comes in here on Thursday. So we'll have about 22-mile-an-hour wind gusts in Atlanta and in Covington. Eaton at about 20-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Carrollton, you may see about 26-mile-an-hour wind gusts at the lunchtime hour. And then into the afternoon, 26-mile-an-hour wind gusts here. Could be up to 30-mile-an-hour wind gusts over in Carrollton, 26 in Rome and Canton, 27 in Marietta. Also Covington and Eatonton and Thomaston, Peachtree City, with 27-mile-an-hour wind gusts here in the afternoon hours tomorrow. So I did a video earlier on social media just reminding people, telling people about these winds, but if you have inflatables in your yard, Christmas and holiday decorations there that could tip over, you'll want to make sure that they're anchored down tomorrow. I know a lot of people on a windy day or on, with a weather day or something, they may just deflate their inflatables so that they don't, blow into the neighbor's yard or anything, or either just make sure they're really anchored. And even wreaths on a fence or on your windows or on your door, those can be blown around a little bit too. So just make sure that everything is secure tomorrow. It's this time of year, Christmas time and in the holiday season, we have a lot more decorations and things outside that could blow around. So I just want you to be aware of that during the especially late morning into the afternoon hours tomorrow. It'll still be breezy in the evening, and then once we get into Thursday, the winds gusts are going to come down a little bit, but notice this. The arrows now are coming out of the north and west. That then is going to bring in some cooler air for Thursday, as we're going to see temperatures that are going to go back to the lower 50s for highs on Thursday afternoon. So we warm briefly on Wednesday to 59. We cool down a little bit briefly on Thursday with our highs back to 51. And then going into Friday, we're back up to the upper 50s to around 60 degrees once again. So here's the forecast track. You'll notice here, remember we were watching those clouds to the north and west. Some of those will sweep through overnight. Not a lot of clouds, not an overcast, no rain or anything. Tomorrow morning, we'll have a couple of clouds to start the day. Lunchtime, a couple of clouds in northwest Georgia. Again, those arrows, you see that southwesterly flow pushing that warmer air up into our area. In the afternoon, a few more clouds mix in with that sunshine, still with the wind gusts and those temperatures up to around 59 degrees, almost 60 degrees. Then going into Thursday, boom, look what happens to those arrows. The front comes through, pushes those clouds away. There won't be any rain in association with that front, but we'll see this wind shift, northwesterly flow. That is why our temperatures dip down a little bit briefly on Thursday with our highs in the lower 50s, still with mostly sunny skies here. We're not going to see any big weather issues going on. A little breezy, but not as blustery as it's going to be here during the day on Wednesday. Then on Friday, we warm up again. Look at these arrows coming back up out of the south and west. That brings us back up into the upper 50s to near 60 degrees again for Friday. And we're even now thinking on Saturday that we could be up to around 60 degrees. I know the weekend forecast has been changing a lot, and that's because the models have been changing a lot too. We have gone from the models indicating at the end of last week and through the weekend that this weekend would be frigid. With some lows possibly in the 20s and highs only in the upper 30s and lower 40s. Now we're looking like we're going to see highs on Saturday around the lower 60s. And that's what happens a lot when we're following the models. We see changes here with what we're watching. So here's what the latest that we have now. The dry conditions, warm air on Wednesday, cooler on Thursday, warming again on Friday, but staying dry. Saturday, mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies and up to around the lower 60s. Then going into Sunday, I know this didn't show a lot of rain here. The model I showed you last night, the European model for Sunday, was indicating a better coverage of rain. We didn't totally buy into that. We were just going with a 30% chance for a shower. We're still going with just a 30% chance for a shower on Sunday, but we'll be fine-tuning this forecast once the models hopefully get some consistency and some agreement there. But we do think that going into next week, we will see dry weather and colder air that's going to start coming back into our area next week, with lows back to around freezing to start the week and highs back to the lower 50s here going into the beginning of next week. So there you see the ups and downs. 59 Wednesday, 51 Thursday, 59 again on Friday. We're dry. Partly cloudy skies Saturday, 61. 55 on Sunday. There's that low rain chance coming in, we think, early on Sunday, so not a washout at all. And in fact, we may lower those rain chances even more when new computer model data comes in. Then clearing and colder to start next week on Monday as well as on Tuesday. So thank you for joining us for this extended weather update here on 11 Alive Plus and Weather Impact 24/7. We'll be back with you tonight at 11 o'clock with more weather and more updates throughout the day tomorrow too. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you back here tonight at 11.